Hey guys, happy Saturday. Yay, it's Saturday. And tomorrow's Sunday, and I'm finally off for a Sunday, which I haven't been off in like 2 months. So I'm really excited about it. But I've also been working a lot, and I went on vacation last week to Iowa to see everybody that I haven't seen in a couple of years, and it was awesome seeing everyone. And I got revenge on the bitch that deserved it in my life the most, and she got to feel what I felt 6 years ago, and it was wonderful. So they say that revenge is bitter and it's bad karma, but you know what? I say revenge is sweet and it feels good. So don't let anyone tell you differently. If you want revenge, get it because it feels good. So also, part B of Josh's video, there's not much going on, and I wasn't able to get the connection that I wanted to get between his old business and the Hallbox. So I'm still working on it, but that's why I haven't put out a part 2. Now, what I am working on, though, is Brendan. Brendan got some really, really big news. And everybody thinks, not everybody, but I've heard people say, oh, it's not that big of a deal. It is that big of a deal. Duffin denied the state within 2 days. Like, that's unheard of. Judges usually take time before they give a ruling or a motion denied or accepted. I mean, they have to look over stuff. Brendan's attorney turned it in on the 10th. Duffin denied it and had an opinion out by the 12th. That's like, whoa. So finally somebody is really on Brendan's side, and that right in itself is huge. Now he has until the 19th the state has until the 19th to turn in the final order. What's going to happen? I don't know. I'm not an attorney. I'm not an attorney in Wisconsin. I'm not even going to try to guess that I know that part of it because I don't. I honestly do not know what's going to happen, if they're going to let him out, if they're not going to appeal, but I know they have until the 19th to actually turn in the full brief. So your guess is as good as mine on that part. If anybody has an inside scoop about what's going on there, please let me know. I have no problem, admitting that I don't know. All I know is that Duffin, when he denied Kayla's testimony for the state to have it, that in itself was huge, like seriously huge, because we all know how damaging Kayla's testimony could be. And without it, the state really has nothing. I mean, they denied the evidence tapes as well. But like what I found mind-blowing is in a court of law, a judge bases his stuff on case law and facts of law. Very, very rarely do you see a judge base it on opinion. And they're not supposed to, but in this case, Duffin did. So rah-rah for Duffin, because he even said to the state, well, he doesn't, Kayla changed her mind, so it really doesn't mean much. That is huge, huge, guys. I mean, it's opinion-based, but it's huge. The state did not get that. So that's like just really seriously awesome for Brendan. Now, other thing is, I'm dying here a cotton mouth. So because there's not much, so that's what's going on with Brendan. Steven, not much going on at all. Waiting for Zellner to, make a move. I don't know what's going on with Lynn, so don't ask. I don't talk to her anymore. Again, don't ask. Ever since she lied to me on Dr. Phil, that was it. I haven't spoken to her since. I don't know what's going on, and I'm totally okay with it. So because there's not much going on in the world of Making a Murderer, not much going on in the world of Jumpin' A. Ramsey, I don't know if you guys remember, but I had spoken to you guys about a case that David K. Sale was working on. If you don't know who David K. Sale is, look him up. He is an amazing writer, producer, artist. He's a great guy. I mean, really an all-around awesome guy. I know Tanya Henry is also very close with David. She loves him. She loves his work. I mean, he's just amazing. So he's working on this case that I would say is just as corrupt, if not more corrupt, than Making a Murderer. And the reason I'm bringing it to you guys, because I really think you guys are going to like it, and I think you're really going to enjoy it. It takes place in Tennessee. And what we're trying to do, like, David doesn't have Making a Murderer behind him, the producers. He doesn't have Zellner behind him. But David, single-handedly, along with the public, put together enough evidence where they had let Adam out on bail, or they not exonerated him, but they let him out of jail. And it was all because of David. So, I mean, David has power. He has intelligence. He's an amazing guy. He really is. So, and he's an amazing writer. I did a video with him a couple of months ago, like about MAM and Michael Griesbach. I don't know if you guys remember. Excuse me. And he's fantastic. And he's my friend, and he's just awesome. So this case takes place in Tennessee, the hills of Tennessee, like not far from where I am, actually. Not far from Chattanooga, but like all the way up in the mountains, like total redneck, backwards, crazy people. And it seems that there's a huge pill population of all different types of pills, all sorts of drugs. I'm sure now there's probably meth up there, but it's a lot of pills. And there's a big pill ring that was going on in 2007. Funny how that date is, but yeah, it was 2007. The cops in this case are so corrupt, and I don't want to tell you too much. I want you guys to watch this video that David put together. It's about 9 minutes. What I saw yesterday was 12. I think he cut it down to 9.5. But I want to know what you guys think of it, and I want to know what you guys think of the case. And he does an amazing job on this tape. I mean, it really gets your interest. What we're trying to do is build enough interest that Adam gets noticed by a Zellner, but someone in Tennessee. Nobody wants to touch this case. When I listened to this audio yesterday, my first thought was, this guy might be lying. Like, something just didn't sit right with me. And I called David, and I spoke to him on the phone for about an hour, and I said, I don't know. There's just something about this cop that doesn't sit right. So I said, I'm going to bring it to you guys. Tell me what you guys think. And like I said, there's just something about it that just doesn't add up to me. I don't know what it is, but I want a second opinion. And I told David, I could be totally wrong. I am so not saying that I'm right. It just doesn't sit right. So let me know what you guys think. Leave it in the comments. You know how to contact me on Facebook. You can contact Dave. There's a whole group for it. You can ask Tanya Henry. If you're not on Facebook, just leave it in the comments. Let me know. And let me know what you guys think. All right. And remember, it's David K. Sale. You can also find him on Salvage. Yeah, Salvage is this Facebook group for Making a Murderer. Don't kill me, but I forgot the name of the group for this, but I'll leave it in the links. And you guys got to see this video. All right. So let me know what you think, and I will speak to you soon.
My name is D.K. Sale. I have been investigating a very unusual case in the mountains of Tennessee, and doing so in some unusual ways. The case revolves around the saga of Adam Brazil, a young man who was convicted of killing Malcolm Burrows, a resident of Tracy City. He was also convicted of assaulting Malcolm's sister, Becky, a crime which took place on January 7th, 2006 on a little dead-end road called Melissa Rock. The following is an interview with former Grundy County investigator Mike Brown, the sole initial investigator of the crime scene, yet who was mysteriously never called to court. A man I had discovered when he came forward to a website called Fear the Hills, a horror film website I set up to gain information on the case and become a conduit to the community. What you are about to hear is a tragic story, as Mike Brown was the one who set the wheels in motion towards Adam Brazil. Yet as you will see, those that took over the case from him after the second day took off on an unprecedented course of prosecution and conviction that is unparalleled. What you will hear will reveal in the most extraordinary way what goes wrong with the justice system, how a simple wrong turn can turn into an extraordinary violations of due process and denial of constitutional rights. It will show you how witness testimony was manipulated, documents forged, and evidence stolen just to make a case that had taken a wrong turn. Mike Brown now steps forward to correct his mistake. Now it will do. I believe this will be a riveting case you will want to hear. Speaking with Mike Brown, former investigative sergeant, Grundy County. you had said something to me about you noticed that there were a lot of people you noticed had died that were surrounding this case.
Yes. My night partner, Bill Sism, I think we were parked somewhere in the car just talking about the cases, and we got this call or an assault up on Melissa Rock Road. So we just looked at one and I said, I'll go ahead and take it. So I went on up there and walked into the house, and there's blood everywhere, and Brendan's sitting there on the couch, and I'm asking her what happened, and, some guy that was up earlier in the day had come back, and said he broke down, asked if Malcolm could come help him. He's right down the road. So Malcolm left with this guy. The kid come back and said that Malcolm had sent him back to get it's like starter fluid or something, and it was on the kitchen sink, but she did it. So she said that when she bent over to get it, this guy commenced to beat the tar out of her, and she's screaming, and her screams alerted her son, who was in the bedroom sleeping, supposedly. He come out and started yelling at the guy, and the guy took off out the door. So we just assumed it was an assault case. Write up all my reports for that. And, the whole time I'm thinking, this is kind of strange, and where is Malcolm, and is this a bunch of bull or what? And I gathered up the weapons and put them in my trunk and took a bunch of pictures. The ambulance came and took her away. And then I was talking to Kirk, getting the same story from him. Everybody was there and then everybody left. I was the last one to leave. So on my way out, I stopped by the car up the road and shined my lights and didn't say anything. I said, well, there's a trail going up behind it there. Let me take a walk up there. So I walk up this trail about 50 yards, 100 yards, whatever it was, and here lays Malcolm. He was fully clothed. It looked like a hooded sweatshirt, and it seemed to be pulled up above his belt line, and he had a pair of jeans on. I didn't see any blood. I remember a big fat wallet in his back pocket. I didn't take it out. I didn't touch the body. But I do remember that.
Okay, we've now just heard from Michael Brown that when he found Malcolm's body, there was a wallet in his back pocket. And when he delivered that body to the TBI agent and the sheriff, the wallet was still on his body. Michael Brown did not work the case after 2 days, and he subsequently left town. When he called Steve Strain's office and asked if he was needed to testify, they said they did not need him. Trial transcripts here, page 19, Stephen Strain's opening. We don't have CSI evidence, ladies and gentlemen, but you will hear from the people who were assaulted that this is the man that did these things. This is the man who left with Malcolm. And they will also tell you that Malcolm, one of the things that Malcolm did, probably like a lot of men, is carried a wallet. Becky will tell you he would have had some money. I think she had given him $400 or $500 to keep for her. And that wallet was gone. Ladies and gentlemen, whoever had assaulted Malcolm had taken that wallet as well. The prosecution claimed that Malcolm's wallet had been stolen by Adam Brazil.
The wallet was there, and there was supposedly a set of golf clubs in this car. The sheriff asked me, did I take the golf clubs? I said, I hadn't even went into the car. Why the car wasn't taken straight to the TBI lab in Nashville, I don't know. That, like I said, the car sat in an unsecured parking lot for days.
I sent you a couple documents that are witness statements with your name on them, and you told me that you had not talked to those witnesses.
Not to the best of my knowledge, I do not recall talking to any witnesses.
And those witnesses would be Thomas Fleury and Angela White, who we just talked about. And as you said, you had not talked to them. What do you make of that?
I don't know. Somebody was trying to build a case, apparently.
So we just heard from Mike Brown that he did not talk to any witnesses or take any witness statements, specifically Thomas Fleury and Angela White. Now I'm reading to you from a witness statement, this one is from Thomas Fleury. It has Sergeant Mike Brown's name on it. It says, on the way home I saw a light-colored car parked on the side of the road. A man walking with a gas can was up the road near the driveway of Malcolm's house. I saw only his back. Then I continued home. This was maybe 9:15 p.m.
You moved out of town, right? After a few months.
Yes.
Okay. And so you've been living in an entirely different state.
Yes.
Since then. Okay. And so now, fast forward end of 2014, maybe early 2015, you became aware that this case was bubbling up again. Is that right?
Right. So a friend of mine on Facebook said that, have you seen all this stuff on Facebook? And I said, no, what are you talking about? She referred me to your articles.
If Sergeant Mike Brown did not take this witness statement or talk to Thomas Fleury, then who made this statement? Attempts to talk to Thomas Fleury have failed.
And you did get that information, the story from Becky Hill. She was still conscious at that time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And just to backtrack that a little bit, so she had described that somebody had come to the house and needed assistance with their car.
Yeah, and he had been there earlier in the day.
When you say earlier in the day, like, did she make...
I'd say in the afternoon, late afternoon.
Okay.
Because she had been talking with Malcolm, and then he showed up back at the house, and then this is when this happened.
So she was saying that whoever it was had been there earlier in the late afternoon. Yeah. And not just 15 minutes prior or something.
No, I took it to mean earlier in the afternoon, like a couple hours span anyway.
All right, okay. Right. So and the reason I'm asking is because we don't have, I know you said you had made out a report, but that doesn't seem to be one on record. So, and there was kind of a question whether Becky Hill had made any statements prior that day, and at all. So you've come forward to tell your story here, right?
Right.
And I would like to ask you why.
Well, because of this, I was totally ignorant to the fact that Kurt Blade had beat his mother. I had no knowledge of that. You know, right away that would tell me that he should have been investigated thoroughly. You know, because the only reason Adam Brazil...
Hey guys, so that's what we got so far. That's part one, and I really want to know what you guys think. My personal feeling, I'm not sure if I believe this cop, because if someone's laying flat on their back and he never touched the body, how does he know that that was a wallet? Maybe it was a pack of cigarettes. Maybe it was a bunch of cards. Like, how did he know that was a wallet and money in it? That's my thought. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but let me know what you guys think. And I'm looking forward to it, really. All right, and I'm looking forward to part two because somehow part one got cut off. So hopefully David will make it soon, and then I can bring it to you guys. Let me know what you think. Peace.